Hey YouTube, Joeboy here. So, One Piece chapter 984 is out. So if you haven't checked out that chapter yet, I suggest that you do so because I will be spoiling you. But now that you have, let's begin. Let's just make all of the theories come true. But seriously. Except let's also make them all wrong as well, to a degree. I'm just saying, Yamato looks up to Oden. Check. Yamato witnessed Oden's execution. Check. Yamato has Oden's journal of musings and adventures. Check. Yamato met Ace. Like seriously guys, I got 20 of these comments and actually cut it from my comments video. RIP. But yeah, another check. Hell man, Yamato is Oden. I'll give that a check as well. Yamato, self-proclaimed Oden. Yamato identifies as an Oden. Therefore, Yamato is an Oden. God, Oda's genius never fails to amaze me. Check. Now I just need Yamato to be a dragon. That's all we need. Actually, based on those theories from last week, I got to thinking about this chapter, right? Yamato has horns, but then you're like, wait, all of the beast pirates have horns. And then you're like, wait, did Oda intend for that? Just to conceal this one moment? When you're in way too deep. When the real plot twist is that all the theories are true. Damn, Oda is unpredictable. Even when we're right, we're wrong. This is my suffering. But yeah, important to this conversation maybe. We all missed the, what should have been the most obvious thing in any normal circumstance. Yamato is a woman, sort of. Or maybe it's more accurate to say that Yamato is a feminine-looking and endowed Oden. They are neither male nor female. They are Oden. Oda literally breathes foreshadowing. Literally breathes foreshadowing. There's an author comment from about a year ago where he mentioned reading Rose of Versailles. Oscar was a woman? If you don't know, just Google it. Rose of Versailles, Oscar. Oda literally breathes foreshadowing, and the enlightened understand this. I gotta be honest guys, I'm in good spirits. Week after week, Oda gives me, what I want in ways that I wasn't necessarily expecting. Like, I really enjoy correct theories. I like being right. I think that's a normal thing. But you still want to be surprised. The best of both worlds is to be both right and very, very wrong. But we'll come back to Yamato later in the video. So as was fully expected, neither Page One nor Ulti were taken down permanently by Yamato. I gotta admit, I'm surprised that Yamato was as strong as he is. Is he Kaido? No, obviously not. But to me, we're talking about a level, at least based on the one scene that we have so far, the impression that I have of him right now, we're talking about a level above the Flying Six. The amount of insanely strong allies is still growing. But I feel like we're kind of left with the debate from last week, and it's mostly unresolved. Had Yamato not interfered, was Luffy defeating Page One and Ulti without expending too much energy, or taking too much damage? For me, it still seems up to whatever you decide, your own opinion. A lot of conversation last week about just how long Luffy can maintain Gear 4th right now, and then in this chapter, Dinosaur Zone's noted as exceptionally durable. So there's kind of a balance here which is still unresolved. Either way, I'm glad that Page One and Ulti are still around, like absolutely some of my favorite characters in this arc. Their dynamic is fantastic. We had a bit of Orochi in this chapter. Orochi is a sweaty weasel. Karma is real. We'll move on. I thought it was funny Jinbei and Robin were sitting in the crowd, actually following the plan like rational and competent adults. God, I love One Piece. Robin silently to Jinbei, this does not look good. Jinbei silently to Robin, no it does not. Robin silently to Jinbei, should we do something? Jinbei silently to Robin, probably shouldn't. But yeah guys, it seems like Momo's execution, this moment was the moment Oda has been waiting for all along. It feels confirmed to me when Kaido stepped in to make his announcement. It's about to get live. After this, there is no reason to not have an all-out fight. There is nothing left to be accomplished. We are minutes and chapters away from war. If I had to guess, Act 3 will be coming to a close soon. Wano's structure seems to be based on traditional kabuki, so 5 acts in total. Act 4 is the battle, Act 5 is a short conclusion, and the end of Act 3 is supposed to have a moment of great drama or tragedy. And I'm curious as to what you guys think about that. I personally think that Oda's got something good for us. You know, I'm not sure what that is, but I do believe that my expectations for the end of the third act is very high. I almost don't want to speculate, because it'll either be like wildly greater than what we actually get, or just wrong. But yeah, you thought we were done with confirmed theories. Theories are always wrong. Okay. Izo is definitely here like we thought. Not a huge deal, but something that was confirmed. But for the sake of my own agenda here, Izo is not wearing the same kimono we saw at the end of chapter 982. For me, this all but confirms, unless Izo changed his kimono, doesn't seem particularly likely, it confirms another person is here with Marco and with Nekomamushi who has not yet introduced themselves. You guys know that I think that this is Scopper Gabon. Could be a lot of people though. And regardless, at this point with the hype for this, you know, it's gotta be somebody good. Seriously guys, Izo was silhouetted in 981. In 982, we see somebody having a conversation with Marco and with Nekomamushi, who has a striped kimono. Izo does not have a striped kimono. Therefore, this is somebody else. If this is wrong, Oda hates me. I also thought it was weird how much attention was paid to it snowing, which is pointed out on 2 separate occasions. Why does this matter? Like, what is the point? It was snowing as well at the normal entrance of Onigashima, although Onigashima itself seems to be dry, which is weird in and of itself. Also, Marco said that he was going to investigate a shadow at sea. My only reasonable guess here is Perospero. In fact, we can see the shadow and it kind of looks like his little candy wave monster, so possibly here Perospero has sort of made his appearance known and maybe is going to capture Law's ship. If this is not the case, then I have no idea. Something's going to blow our minds into little tiny pieces. But does this have anything to do with the snow? Like, does anybody have any ideas why, like, oh look, it's snowing. It's like conversations of like, the weather is really nice. Well, thanks. Invigorating conversation. I too have noticed that the weather is. But yeah, let's talk about Yamato. This is going to get, eventually, it's going to get political. So cover your ears and hide your babies, hide your kids, hide your wife, whatever it is that you need to do, or whatever people normally do in these situations for their own sanity. We're gonna go there. Ah! Alright, it's not that big of a deal. You know, it's amazing what this one change of Yamato from male character in my mind to female character in my mind. Last week, I'll quote myself so you don't have to. I am not ready to commit for or against Yamato for Nakama. You know, all I can say is that my gut says maybe, you know, sort of line. This week, my feeling is, yeah, okay, my non-committal may have been a bit too hasty here. My Facebook status is no longer, it's complicated, it's in a relationship. Yamato for Nakama. I want Yamato on the crew, or in the fleet. I want her alright, right now, long term. Make it happen. It's not creepy. If you say that it's creepy, you're banned, okay? It's not creepy. This fucking blows Carrot out of the water. I'm sorry, Carrot stands, I love you. I appreciate you. Everybody's welcome here. But this blows Carrot out of the water for me, and it is not particularly close. Just from a pure, I want this badly standpoint. This one chapter was enough for me. This is like Sanji's worst nightmare, man. A hot woman who identifies as a man. He has even less chance than normal. I am really, really for this in every possible way. It seems to me like it would be like a slam dunk, a home run, everybody wins sort of deal. I'm really trying to not be biased, but I just cannot, and so you guys will have to accept that. I haven't thirsted this strongly for Nakama since I cannot even remember. Of course, my head tells me that Kaido will eventually lose, maybe die, probably die, and Yamato joins as a fleet member or maybe an allied captain of the remnants of Kaido's crew, taking that sort of leadership role for when Luffy becomes Pirate King. But my heart sees number 12, and I'm including the Sunny, just in case you were wondering. But yeah, serious mode. A lot of people are caught off guard by this. They don't see why Oda went this route. On one hand, a part of me believes that Oda and his editors read my theories and comments and have discussions about how to defeat our great pirate alliance. So they guessed him, Can we change that? No. Can a gender swap still work? Maniacal laughter.
Thwarted once again, Joy Boy.
Okay, that's not serious. Not really. Seriously serious time. Oda is heavily emphasizing LGBTQ and women themes this arc. Momo, the son, is less manly than his sister, yet still doesn't seem to recognize or appreciate or acknowledge this. Iori wants to fight Orochi and Kaido with the men, but that isn't allowed in Wano society. She is supposed to dutifully wait and say prayers and knit things, while the men are off at battle, that sort of deal. Now, it takes you all the way back to chapter 5, when Koshiro told, Kuena that she will never become the strongest swordsman because she is a woman. No other reason you are a woman, therefore you will never become the strongest. Oda has been building up to this, I think, literally for the entire story. He's had Wano in his mind for a really long time. Things like chapter 5 and where we are right now, that's how that makes sense to me. This is Wano society and culture based on real Japanese Edo period culture, and inevitably by the conclusion of this arc, this mentality that women are not fit for certain roles will be challenged. Our merit is earned individually and is not a reflection of anybody else, groups, or what society dictates. And let's just be real here with Haki, back to this, woman being the strongest swordsman with Haki, and as Big Mom sort of demonstrates, Koshiro is undoubtedly wrong. A woman could absolutely become the strongest swordsman with a mastery in Haki, like to a level that is greater than everyone else. Oda will get there. The most important factor in One Piece regarding one's strength has always been their will or ambition. And I already hear those comments, well, this wasn't always the case because Oda is a sexist. Have you seen how he treats women in the story? Where are the competent women top tiers? Oh, don't bother looking. I already did for you. They're not there. Relax. This is a manga that is intended for young men, contained within a magazine which is literally translated as Young Male Jump. And I don't know if I can speak for everybody, but I can speak for myself. I personally am not looking for, the male characters to be fighting female ones. That isn't what I'm looking for. And I think many other dudes are similarly biased. And ultimately Shonen Jump just wants to sell their magazine. And so they do things which that they think will help them do that. It's not deeper than that. And yet that was the first fight in One Piece. Luffy versus Alvida. And I can point to a number of female characters throughout the story which are portrayed as strong and competent, even if it isn't up to, what it is that you want, in the way that you want it. But let's not get off track, let's go back to Yamato. And so this same sort of thing is echoed with Kiku, who claims to be a man but looks like a woman. Kind of similar to Yamato. I still believe that Kiku is actually a woman, by the way, if you were curious, who pretends to be a man because a man would not be accepted as a samurai. It's why, as she was disguised as a woman when we first met her, she was uncomfortable with acting like a samurai. Not because she was looking to hide her identity, but because a woman as a samurai, it isn't proper, right, or accepted. She puts on the mask and feels at ease because she doesn't feel judged or looked down on for who she is. Only men should be samurai or even desire for that. These are real things that affect everyday life from both sides. In, like, say, the design world, you have to be a woman or gay. Imagine being a straight man in that field of work. Even if you are not being judged, you will feel that way constantly, probably. Something about human nature being singled out in what you perceive to be a negative way. Men or women aren't here because they're not competent in these ways. Therefore, people will expect me to not be competent either. Which probably honestly happens quite often. Or a man who teaches elementary school or preschool children, or works in a hospital nursery, the list goes on. But obviously, as it pertains to this conversation, we're more talking about, the reverse here. Women in traditional men's fields. I personally watch a lot of sports. A woman's place is as a cheerleader or a hot sideline reporter, and then any other place is you're met with some resistance. I think that you guys get it. I'm not trying to be political, it's just reality. I got a comment about how my last theory turned political real fast. It's like, breaking news! One Piece is highly political by nature and always has been. If you're just now realizing this, welcome. But yeah, society generalizes you and forces you into roles you may or may not want. We all are individuals, not all of us fit into whatever molds somebody else wants to place on us. And it doesn't necessarily speak to your competence at any particular job, even if stereotypes are at least in part based on reality. And so then we have Yamato, which is really just another example of this in my mind, just in a different way. I suppose it's Oda's support of more recent identity politics. You know, he, him, they, you know, that sort of deal. Yamato identifies in the way he wants, the way that he sees himself. Agree with that, disagree with that, it is what it is, and it is important to nobody but him. You know, honestly, this is a subject that I feel is a lot more controversial and a bigger deal than it needs to be. It's, you know, to me, it's common sense. If somebody is your friend or you care about them, they are who they are, and you can call them whatever they want you to call them. Like, why does it matter? And if somebody isn't your friend, why does their opinion matter? Let me just tell you from experience, alright? You are not pleasing everybody. There is no reality that has existed or ever will exist or could possibly exist in which that happens. Just my opinion, people get lost in the details. I think we need to all get out of our heads sometimes. It's a dangerous place. You know, we all live in our own delusions of various kinds, and it takes some introspection and experience to realize in what ways and how to fight that. But yeah, I won't say that I understand this gender thing because I really do not. It is not something that I have personally experienced. But I also don't understand why, you know, my friend absolutely hates her birth name and then she wants to be called a nickname instead. Alright, like done deal, moving on. You know, this becomes so divisive and I'm not entirely sure of the motive. I'd rather not waste any of my time bickering about it. But on the other hand, I'd also want for people to stop factioning themselves. Captain Obvious here, but we care way too much what other people who we do not know think about us. Factions constantly attacking each other in every possible area, I think it makes everything worse. It's like high school cliques, bro. Relax. You either an outcast or an ally, you know, even for really dumb shit like PlayStation 5 versus Xbox. Seriously, it's the same thing. But then me in the back of my mind, but wait, if I'm against people who are against other consoles, does that make me against people who are against consoles? Have I just factioned myself? I actually assume many people are just sort of memeing and like trolling for the jokes, but people take this so seriously because we don't know the people who are saying this, you know, we don't know them, or if they actually believe what they are saying, that they really care. Just tired of all the nonsense, man. The vast majority of humans that I have come across in real life are pretty chill. The world is a diverse place. We could all stand to be a little less self-conscious about it. I think we all gotta spread that energy. But anyway, stepping down from my podium, I do wonder whether Wano culture has in some way created, you know, Yamato, or how Yamato perceives himself. And, you know, because of societal gender roles, maybe Yamato simply, you know, says or is rationalized, I guess I am a man. You know, if we're defining genders based on their interests and role models. Or maybe that's something that Oda is saying. We have these gender constructs of how you act that determines sort of what you are, but then it's just like, wait a second, but you're a woman. Don't like your kind round these parts. Go on. Twirls mustache sternly. It's like, can we have a place somewhere? But yeah, guys, I think that that's pretty much good for now. Pretty much what I wanted to talk about. As always, I am curious as to what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video if you liked the video, dislike the video if you disliked the video, subscribe if you want to be notified for my future content, and as always, guys, have a wonderful day.